Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of This Board Game Life. This is episode number 52, titled Gen Con Bound. I am one of your fine hosts. My name is Rob, and with me, as always, I got my good buddy, Mark.
Hey Rob, how's it going? Hope
Good.
hope you got some gaming in.
A little bit. Teeny
A
tiny
little's
bit.
better than none, right?
Yeah, oh, exactly.
It's just not
And,
enough, that's all. But it's
yeah, well, we don't want to overindulge, do we? Or maybe we do.
well, we don't want to burn out before next week. We're going to indulge next week.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna be like, we'll be in the big halls and be playing some game, and you're like, oh, I want to go to sleep. My feet hurt. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. But let's play one more. One more game. Although, since you're going to be with a crew, you're kind of at the mercy of the crew and when they decide to leave, though, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean,
that's your excuse.
I can always get an Uber or a Lyft.
Oh,
I
there you
mean,
go.
it's
Problem
not
solved.
so because I got in fact I got to touch base with Franco because who
Hmm.
I'm staying with out there and just like touch base with him and be like, okay, are you going every day? I don't know if he's going every day. So,
Oh, for some
um,
reason, I just assumed he was.
I knowing
But
him
I guess
probably,
not.
but
Hmm.
I don't, that's, I don't know if he's taking vacation or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of assuming, but then I was like, maybe I shouldn't. So I got to give him a call this week and say, hey, what's up? So, and I know Braun is coming out there. They're getting up early. Well, they're not that far away, but he's getting up. Him and his daughter getting up early Saturday, and they're going to meet us. He plans to be there around 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
So I
so
told
only on
him we can
Saturday?
meet him up at like Will
Okay.
Call, because they're going to pick up their tickets at
Hmm.
Will Call on Saturday morning. So I figured we just all meet up there.
Hmm.
By Saturday, it's like you and I will probably be done doing what we want to do, and we can just kind of hang with him. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I plan to do. I mean, obviously, you can do what you want, Rob.
Hmm.
I'm not telling you what you got to do.
That's right. You're not the boss of me.
I'm not the boss of
Or
you.
maybe you are. I don't know. It depends on
So
how stern you are.
depends on how nice you are to me and if you buy me a nice lunch or something.
Oh, I got to remember I was going to bring La Grana. La Granja. I got to make sure to set that aside.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that? Oh, and I got to
No.
teach it to you, so I got to relearn the rules. It's been a while since I played it. But speaking of that, I got a couple things in, and I was gonna make mention of something, which I don't know if you've run into this yet. So one of the games that I played with was Azul, and I mean I like Azul.
Uh-huh.
Um, the the group of folks that I played with, which they're not really gamers, they kind of like appease me a little
Okay.
bit. It's like, hey, let's play a game because Rob's here, and I'm getting the thing. It's like, well, let's play Azul the next time. Let's play Azul. And do you get that thing where it's like you don't want to play the same old game. You want to play something new.
Yeah.
And your friends are like, we don't want to learn anything new. And it's like, no, that's the whole love of the thing.
Yeah. No,
But
so far I haven't had that problem. Especially with the group that I bring to my house. Usually I'm like, hey, let's play this game. And they're like, okay. And I can pick it. And usually I've done something new to teach them.
mhm,
So, in fact, my next one that we do here would be Zombie Side. Um, and my game groups, we just a couple different people will bring stuff. And then at the one place, Wednesday nights, they've got that game store's got a whole bunch of like games you can just go over to the shelf and grab them and play.
yeah. Hmm.
So if we don't have anything that we necessarily like, we can always find something. But there's always plenty of games brought, and everyone
Yeah.
always agrees on something. So,
Hmm.
but everyone seems to like learning something new. So
Yeah, because that's part of the appeal. Like, especially I mean, I think you've probably experienced a similar type of thing, maybe on the Xbox side, and maybe even like now with the board game stuff, is that there's an appeal to play like new stuff. It's fun to play old games, but it's really fun to have new experiences
Yes.
and to, explore new mechanics and combinations of things. And, it gets old to play the same thing. But anyway, so there was that. And then I got a game in of one of my favorite games of all time, Castles of Burgundy. It was awesome. It's not the new version because I still don't have that yet. In fact, I'm
Really?
starting I'm starting to get worried. Yeah, I need to check to see if what the status is of that. Maybe I'll look at that here. Let me do a little quick search in my email because, of course, I don't pay attention to the shipping notices on Kickstarter.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, that's important. You got to get that one. That's like one of your faves.
yeah, I know. Yeah, and yeah, it was last November that I jumped on it.
And I've seen like lots of people posting pictures of it, so I know
Yeah,
people have got it in their hand already.
yeah, that's the thing. Like sometimes when you see the like unboxings and stuff like that, those are like special copies
Oh, okay.
that they were like there's like a couple dozen might have been flown special on an airplane so they can be sent out to review and
Eh,
stuff. Whereas the common folks need to wait
got to wait
for
another
the
month.
shipping container, the slow boat from China
There
or
you go.
wherever it is.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we need to try to play that one of these days on BGA because I know that it's
Slow
out there.
boat
And
to China?
no, no, Castles of Burgundy.
Oh. I was like, that's a game?
No,
Oh.
actually, no.
Yeah, we will have to try that.
Yeah, let's see.
You need to teach me your favorite game
Oh, yes. At this rate, maybe I'll get Planet Unknown
before.
before. Oh, so order stage is preparing for shipping.
You tell them that ain't good enough. I want it to say shipped.
Yeah.
It's been preparing for shipping for since November.
Since November, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, my address is right. Doesn't
yeah,
mean
make
that
sure.
doesn't mean it'll get here. So I ordered something on Amazon and I had to get a refund today because it was 2 weeks late. Thanks, UPS.
Yeah, I've had
They're
one
the,
that showed up 2 months later from UPS.
yeah. It's I betcha at some point I'll probably now that I got my refund, probably in like 2 months, I'll get the delivery. But the thing is, it's a car
Probably.
part. So I mean, the problem. So okay, so it was a car part that broke, and I needed a new one, so I ordered on there, and I'm like, okay, I won't drive my car for 2 days, and I'll get it prime. And then when it got delayed, I wound up having to go to O'Reilly Auto Parts here,
Uh huh.
and so I picked it up there. Like I can't wait a month for this thing to show up.
Yeah.
And I got to say, and this is just me with my mini rant, it's at the point of where if UPS shipping is free and there's a FedEx option, I'll pay the extra $10 and go FedEx.
Yeah.
Because like UPS is like freaking horrible lately, at least like last 2 years. And the only thing really worse than UPS is the post office,
Oh,
which,
yeah. Anything's better than post office.
yeah,
I'd ship it on a mule if that was an option before the post office.
yeah. But anyway, we're not here to talk about shipping and
That's
stuff like
right.
that. But
We're talking
but yeah,
about games.
Yeah, Castles of
The
Burgundy, and
games that you did get in and that
yeah,
you
yeah,
can play.
exactly. And the one thing that I'm actually looking forward to, and I don't know how this is going to turn out, but so Castles of Burgundy has like horrible color choices in some of the tiles for us colorblind people. So I'm hoping that the special edition is going to be a little bit better in that, because it's like these tiles, they look, I mean, they look like light brown, medium light brown, and so forth. And it's like I don't know what's what. But
So it's not just not good for color issues, huh?
yeah, I mean, I can usually discern what the stuff is. But it requires concentration, kind of like look at certain things and go, hey, this color is a darker shade, so it's this. This one is a lighter shade of the same color as they appear to me, so it's this other thing. So when you're sitting there staring at them, trying to figure out what it is, it makes it difficult to play the game, because now you're removing the concentration and the strategizing, and you're kind of like struggling to figure out what's what. Like I had the same problem with Quirkle. So you played Quirkle, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Quirkle, like the blue and the purple, to me look really close. And we actually put these little, we took a Sharpie and put little dots in the corners of, I think the purple ones. Well, one of them, just so I could look at it, and if I see the dot, I know which one it is.
That yeah, well at least it's a good at least you found a way
Yeah.
around it, you
Hmm.
know. That's good.
But if you if you look at a lot of the games, though, when they do have different colors, usually you'll see like different shapes on there. Like there's some kind of significant icon, like there might be diamonds on some, circles and squares, just to help
Right.
us color challenged
Well,
folks
Quirkle
out.
is the colors are those are shaped, aren't they? Those are
Hmm.
all different shapes.
Yeah, but aren't they
Oh,
different?
they're multiple color. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep, you're correct.
Yeah, it's like, there's like what, blue circles and purple circles and yellow circles, and so anyway, I feel like I'm leaving something out, but we'll go with just those two for now until I remember what the rest of it is. How about you?
Okay. I got to play Star Trek Panic. This is a fun game. If you're not familiar with it, basically you get this cardboard cutout of the Starship Enterprise, and then you put it together, and
Hmm.
then it goes into this cardboard base, so it kind of stands up, and then you put these plastic shields, these little plastic see-through bluish colored shields all the way around it, and then you set this thing in the middle of the board. Now the
Oh
ship
wait,
actually
so this is the Star Trek version of Castle Panic?
I
Is that,
people yeah, I think so.
okay. All right.
Someone else said it was kind of like Castle Panic. So I've never played Castle Panic. I don't know, but they also said there was quite a bit different about this compared to that one.
Sure.
So, but like here, the ship in the middle, it always stays in the middle, but you can move. And then, like, as you move, the things that
Oh
are in
yeah.
front of you will move closer to the ship. And you have missions, and it's a cooperative game. So everyone has like 5 cards, and you can, so you start your turn, like you can I'm going to jumble it up. But basically, some of the things you can do is you can trade a card with any other player. So on your turn, if you know, like, you got an enemy ship in front of you, and you don't have any uh, uh, shooting cards that are to the front. Maybe you have some to the side, some to the back. Also, or even if you have one in the front, but say you need a front medium and you got a front long or a front short or both, then you can't hit the one that's in the medium range. So you can always trade a card with someone else, but just one person and only one card. So it allows you to also maybe try to plan on what you're going to do, and maybe you might want to trade with the person that goes next to give them something they might need on their turn if they've got something you could use now. um, but basically you got missions that you're trying to accomplish, and there's a time set. The hardest part of this game is after every player moves, like the timer kicks down one. So like the very first intro, was it the intro mission, we had 4 players. No, I think we had 6. Yeah, we had 6 players, and the timer was 5. So it was like the last player wasn't even going to get to play if we were to complete the mission successfully. Like it's like wow, like that. It's like quick, but you have multiple missions, so like the 6th player would likely be the first one, to go on the new mission, but because you do a couple of missions, but yeah, they're timed, and it's basically every. So some of them are like you don't have a lot of time,
Hmm.
but then the more time you have, the more difficult they are. So, but it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. Did that at a game night. Introduced a bunch of people to it. Everyone had a good time. And then we did
Yeah,
one of the other.
I was gonna say I'm looking at a picture of it. Yeah, it's very similar to Castle Panic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
Castle Panic just has like a castle in the
uh
middle versus the Enterprise, and like the bad dudes that are trying to get in there, they're like chipping away at the walls.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the enemies will. So after like your turn, after a player's turn, then all enemies will move and fire. And so like and everything's like a 1-to-1. So if they shoot, they do. So if you have a shield up, they'll hit your shield and they do damage to it. Like a second hit to the shield destroys it. Then another hit at that spot where there's no shield will do a damage to the hull. And then
Hmm.
another shot will actually destroy that part of the ship.
Oh
And
wow.
you can only take so many hull damage and then you lose. So you can lose by hull damage. You don't lose by not completing a mission, but you won't get the rewards. So if you don't complete a mission in the time, it basically goes away and you're on to the second mission, but you don't gain the rewards for completing the mission, which could be repair a hull section or repair shields or whatever. Everybody gets to draw another card or something like that. So it's nice to get those done. There are ships that cloak, so then you don't know where they're going to be. um, Everybody can rotate the ship, and then everyone's playing a character from the original Star Trek show. So, um, like I was no, not McCoy. Montgomery Scott. I was the engineer. So he has the ability to like repair shields and stuff like that. Where someone else like has the ability to move the ship twice in their turn instead of once. Things like that. There's various different bonuses for each character that you can use on your turn. So, but it's a great co-op game. It's a lot of fun. Everyone really liked it, so I do recommend it. But I think this one's out of print. Um, I did get a copy, brand new. I can't remember. I don't remember if I found that on Amazon or not. I think I found it on Amazon, or it might have been an eBay, but I won't go to eBay anymore after someone tried
Yeah.
to scam me. So, but hey, out of that, I got a free game and I got all my money back. So
Nice.
I, I got the
Free
game
game
like
you
the other
didn't
day
want.
I saw was on sale for like $4. Like it was terrible. It's a game nobody wants. But
Yeah.
and then one of the girls that was there, she brought Qwixx.
Okay.
She's just like,
Yeah.
I borrowed this from my friend because I don't have any games, but I love to play. And I was like, that game's awesome. I love Qwixx.
Oh
Well, then she
wow.
started to pull it out. I was like, yeah, let's just play. And everyone was fine with it. And I looked at her score pads. I was like, what the heck? Like, that's not Qwixx. I was like, can I see that? And she's like, oh yeah, this is like a weird version. I was looking at it, like the colors are all messed up. So it's like instead of there's like 4 rows, like a red, yellow, blue, and green rows, numbered basically 2 to 12 or 12 to 2, and you work left to right, and you're rolling dice. You're trying to get numbers, and you're trying to get as many of that color in that row. Well, there's an add-on to this, and really all it is score pads with one sheet that basically tells you what changes, and it's called Qwixx Mixx. And there's 2 different ways. So there's 2 different score pads in the game. So outside of the original one, now they've got one it's all the like top row is all red and all yellow. You got your 4 rows of all solid colors, but the numbers are not in order. They're all jumbled up. So instead of so it could be like a 2 and you're working left to right. So maybe instead of it being a 2, 3, 4, 5, it might be 9, 3, 12, 7. So you're having to get them like in that order as you're going across. The other way to play it is the numbers are all in order, but there's the colors are all mixed up. And man, does it really like I'm like, oh, I know how to play this. But when I played this the first time, and it was just like really tasking the brain because it's a completely different way of playing it. Because now you're like, well, I can get a blue on the top row instead of you're so used to it being on the bottom. And now you got to look around like, okay, well, this blue 6 is over here and this green 6 is on the other side, where you're used to them being above each other. And it's just, it really changes it. So, but it was really fun. The new pads are like $7 on Amazon. I order them and like, sweet, I got a new way to play Qwixx, which I really enjoy. So,
Nice.
um, and then I talked about Super Mega Lucky Box. Talked about this before. I played more of that this past week. It's basically bingo. It's like a bingo game that you play 4 rounds. You on your first round, you're starting out with 3 cards. You get 5 cards dealt to you, and you pick 3 bingo cards to keep. And as you complete a row or you complete a column, there's like a bonus. So you might get another bonus number you can check off on that card or one of your other cards. And basically, you're scoring points. The more cards you clear, the number of stars, bonus stars you get, or bonus moons. There's those can help you or hurt you, and you go through 4 rounds, and then you score up what your total score. So, very simple game, and it's fun. It's a really fun game to play. So, but that's it for me this past 2 weeks. I was sick for a week, and I missed a game night, and so bummed out. I was really hoping to go, and I just was like, nope, wasn't feeling good enough. Didn't want to push it. So, but I get to go to one tonight, so I'm excited. I get a
Nice.
bonus one this
You're
week, so that'll
welcome.
make up for
You're
it.
welcome.
But that's what I got to the table.
Okay. Nice. All right. So let's get cranking because I know we're a little limited on time, and then we'll make up for that on the next show, which is going to be post Gen Con.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be spent and ready to talk about lots of stuff. Actually, I still need to go through. I've been waiting to go through that Gen Con game list because
Okay.
if you go through it too early, then they add all this stuff, and then it's like you're going through it again. So I'm like, I'll just wait until like a week before. I still need to get my big list. Actually, I don't remember if we talked about it on the show or not. I know we talked about it, but I usually have this system that I've been doing for like years. So I'll come up with my list of games that I'm interested in, and then I rank them into 3 different, or is it 4 different buckets. So there's the ones that I have to get, or that
Okay.
I 99% chance I'll get. Sometimes I look at it like when I'm there and I change my mind, or sometimes my mind's changed for me because it's sold out and it ain't gonna happen. So there's games I have to get, then there's games that I want to try, then there's the demo games which are demo only, And then there's ones that are kind of like, if we have time, it'll be cool to check out. So what I usually do is like the most important list on there, of course, is the one where it's I gotta get it, gotta get it, and I'll actually go through, find the company on the map, or find the publisher on the map, find out their location. Like it'll be like I don't know 1604, so it's aisle 16, booth 4, and then I may
521, booth 521 is all. That's what you need to put at the top of your list.
yeah, what's that one?
That's Star Trek away missions.
Oh, okay.
Battle at Wolf 359.
Hmm.
It's by Gale Force 9.
Okay.
Supposedly, this thing's supposed to release this year, and I'm hoping this will be available to purchase.
It'll say on the BGG list. It'll say if it's demo, purchase,
Yeah, I'll have to look at
whatever.
that list. So,
Yeah.
but
But yes,
that's where
yeah.
we need to go.
So yeah, you're on the right track there. Yeah. And then I'll have like, okay, when I walk in, I'll have like which ones are like higher priority. And then there's ones like if it's an FFG game, it's like, yeah, well, I want to get it, but we'll see if I get there. Because you're gonna see like there's gonna be a couple of the publishers like FFG, Fantasy Flight Games.
Right.
They have these massive, 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 massive lines, and it's like,
Oh
hell no,
yeah.
no, no, not worth it. Well, I cross my fingers and then I hope that the line dies down. But I don't know if they have anything really big this year. I haven't really paid attention to their stuff because I know they released a bunch of stuff. Actually, lately it's all like Star Wars and Marvel stuff that they're doing. But
Well, Atomic Mass games and Fantasy Flight games have huge areas
yeah,
in one of the halls.
yep. Or one of the halls. You mean? Are you meaning like the big retail hall, or are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm looking at Hall E,
Okay, so
and
that's
those two take up half that hall.
okay. Yeah,
Just
that's
those two.
the gaming areas. Where are you looking? Is it on the Gen Con
The
website?
interactive map. I'm looking at their
On
interactive map. So
okay.
it's they got hall. Let's see, hall A, B, C, D, and what else? E. Is that it? Oh, here's hall F,
Interactive convention map. Here it is.
and then like hall H. Oh my gosh, up to K. It looks like it goes. So the one I'm looking for, the one I do want to see on my list is I think they're over in J. Yeah, they're in Hall J. They're smaller booths, not from the main big ones. I don't know where the retail area is. I don't know how to
That's
tell that.
that's the top half.
Oh, where
It's
all
the
the smaller looking booths are?
um if you're looking at the map, it's like
Mm-hmm.
the top half. There's the Hoosier concourse and then the Capitol
Yes.
concourse on the left. So it's above Hoosier and to the right of Capitol. So that's the big exhibition hall. And then if you look at um, the other area, oh wait,
Is it has it changed?
no, no, this is still, yeah, it's still the same. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm trying to think here because it's been a while since I've been there. But yeah, so yeah, hall A, B, C, D. Those are the
Uh-huh.
ones where it's just a bajillion tables.
And
This
is
is
that where they're so like Magic the Gathering has got a huge section there.
Yeah, that's where they have their tournaments and stuff.
So that's is this all like gameplay and demo and
Yeah, well, so when you buy your tickets, for example, like, hey, I want to check out that Star Trek game. And,
right?
they have an event at, 6 p.m. on Friday. It'll be like, I don't know, Hall D. And then, you buy your ticket and then you show up at the designated area in Hall D. So that's a lot of the stuff that's like after I mean, it's during the the main hall hours and after, but the convention is open. The convention room, the space is open 24 hours. So there's some people that are there like round the clock. They sleep in the hallways
Uh,
and stuff. But the retail space, that's the one up on top, which I was looking at it. I'm trying to figure out. It looks bigger than normal. I know it was smallified a little bit prior after COVID, but yeah, where you see like Hall F J K I H G, that's all the main retail space.
oh boy, that's a lot of retail.
Yeah. Well, I
Well, the
I
good
call it retail, but that's where a lot of the demos are. That's where you're going to be for like purchasing stuff.
okay,
And if
yeah,
if you if you like zoom in, I actually don't like how they have these numbers on this map. Well, I guess you can click on the number and then see which it is. Like I'm looking at like 629 is Rio Grande Games.
yeah, and just the one right across from that to just go one down to 521. That's where I need to go.
Yeah, Gale
Gale
Force
Force 9.
9. Yep.
And
But
then
yeah.
633 Mantic Entertainment. I've got a Kickstarter for them.
Are you
I already
picking up a
forgot the name of the
Kickstarter there?
game.
Or
No,
okay.
no, but I can go check it out.
Hmm.
It'll probably be there. They'll probably be demoing it.
Yeah. Yeah, so usually what I like to do is on Thursday, I kind of hop around here and find, that's where I buy the games that I want. And then usually Saturday's been my day or sometimes Friday. Um, that's where we start at like 100 and then walk up and down each of the aisles, checking out stuff, doing demos. And it takes about a full day.
Yeah,
It takes about a full day to go through all like there's like what 20 some aisles, I think. Oh, 30 aisles. That's
I'm
crazy when
really
you think.
excited. It's going to be pretty.
Hmm.
I'm like excited to go for the first time.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to expect,
You're going to expect
other
to have a
than
great
being
time.
really tired.
Well, who cares? You had fun.
Yeah,
Although the one place I never really cared for too much is the art area. So I usually skip that.
yeah, I can skip that too.
I mean, they got cool stuff there. Don't get me wrong. There's like lots of cool stuff, but it's like artwork, painting. There's like
Right,
book
book
signings,
signing.
and yeah, and some of the areas are kind of. There's this one place. Our kids are old enough now where I don't think this is going to be an issue. But there's this one place that drove us nuts for a couple of years because it was like buy your mystery box. So you get this like big old box. There's like different levels in them, and they're like $50. Then you got like the $80 box and the $100 box, and you have no idea what's in it. And then the kids would always want it. Oh, let's get a mystery box. Let's get a mystery box. And then it's like you wait in line, pay this exorbitant amount for this thing, and you look, and it's like, oh, a Star Trek case for an iPhone 2.
Oh
Oh,
man,
oh, a Law and Order can koozie, a
wow.
pair of Pokemon socks, and it's like, oh. Although, there's only one thing out of like 3 4 years that we got these things. There's only one thing that survived, and that was a can koozie that was a Mario pipe. So my son still uses that, but everything else has been disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
yeah, stay
note
away
to
from that
self:
place.
don't waste money on those.
hmm And there's a cool thing there that like so most of the stuff that you have there, it's full retail price, so it's MSRP. So
Right.
expect to pay $60 for a $60 game. And there are some places like there's usually like a Rio Grande closeout seller, and then Cool Stuff usually has a bunch of racks of stuff that they have. So they'll have like this big area, and you can actually buy some older games like for cheap, especially like Sunday. So I think they
Yeah.
mark some of the stuff down a little more just to so they don't have to cart it back to Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all the big companies, and then there's like the retailers there and stuff. But I know I kind of hijacked this. I went from one thing to another, but yeah, you can see that the retail space is actually pretty large, and it actually kind of goes a little bit into looks like it goes into Hall F as well, which I don't remember it going down that far. I thought it stopped. I thought the convention stopped up higher, and I thought Hall F was part of the gaming, like the general gaming.
Well, I know Dice Tower is in Hall F,
Okay.
so the Dice
Yeah.
Tower team's going to be there.
hmm
I don't know what they do, just
They sell promos, and you can
stuff for
kind
them.
of
So I guess for their own brand, yeah,
well,
probably
they get
selling
yeah, it's like well,
merch.
they get yeah, they can get like I know they have a lot of promos and stuff. I mean, I haven't been paying attention to their booth a whole lot, but there's a couple of places like BGG used to have like an area where they used to like broadcast from. So I'm assuming that's still going to be there. So like all the companies go in there, and they have their like 10-15 minute window where they live stream the new products and stuff, which is kind of cool.
Cool.
But yeah, like they and Dice Tower, I believe that they sell promos for games. So it'll be like, hey, an expansion card for Star Trek Panic, or it's like, oh, look, a Tribble card or something. I don't know. I kind of made that up, but yeah. So I totally forgot what we were talking about when we got on the subject. Oh
Let's go
yeah,
back to the thing.
yeah. Let me rewind. Let me rewind. Yeah. So I have my list, and then I hit hit everything on my specific days, and it's going to be a crazy couple of days. That's for sure. And then Sunday, we say we're out of here, and
Yep.
we go back home. Yeah. By Sunday, it's like you've done it all. It's time to go home.
You're exhausted, yeah.
Yeah. It's bittersweet though. And then you're thinking, it's like, oh,
I don't ever want to see another game again.
is it gonna? Oh, I don't know about that.
I think I'm going to be very, very tired.
Yeah, yeah, you will.
Oh.
And then, yeah, and then some of the stuff is in the stadium. I don't think that's on this map, is it? There's a
If you scroll
stadium.
out, the
Oh yeah,
stadium is
there it
just
is.
north,
Yeah,
and I think you can zoom in.
yeah,
Yep, there's stuff in there as well.
yeah. And the big
Oh
games
my
library
goodness, I
is in
wasn't
there.
even thinking of that. Yeah, there's other buildings to go into.
hmm And a lot of the hotels have stuff. And yeah, it is kind of cool to go to the stadium because when you go in there, you're on the floor on the field.
Oh, cool.
So it's an indoor stadium, and it's all shut down. Nothing else going on there except Gen Con, and it's cool that they take it over for gaming, the whole freaking stadium. But it is a long walk.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Well, it's just across the street.
everything's across the street. Then you're walking back and forth across. But anyway, yeah. So we're gonna be doing a lot of talking about Gen Con for sure on next show. So this show, let's talk about our things because I know you got places to be.
Ooh. I
So
also
you
need to
have.
go to booth 3030.
Oh yeah.
That's where my dice throne is at. Roxley Games.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
gotta
they're all the
hit
way at
them
the
up.
end.
Yep. Game
Dice
theory
Throne,
table.
Roxley.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. I'm done
so
looking at the map.
so you were thinking about something the other day that you mentioned to me.
So yes, so my oldest son come home from his first year of college, and um, my whole gaming thing happened while he was gone. So when he came back and he saw everything, he was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of become a new hobby." And he saw that I had Catan. He's like, "Oh, you've played that?" And I said, "No, I haven't." I said, "I got it because it's, you know, seems like one of those games every gamer is supposed to have." And he plays it, and so he taught it to us. But then he was like, he come up like, I think even before we played it. No, it was afterwards. After he taught it to me, he's like, "My friends want to play Catan. Can I take it?" And I was like, I had this moment of like, no. I let him do it, but then it was just like, I was like, man, I really don't want him taking my game out of the house. And, these kids don't take care of stuff like they don't even take care of their own stuff, let alone someone else's. And they sure
Yeah.
don't take care of my stuff.
Hmm.
Just look around my house, you can see. I always keep saying my house is going to be real nice once my kids are gone. Then I'll be able to have nice things. So, and then my daughter was talking the other day about wanting to play. Some of her friends wanted to play Betrayal on House on the Hill, and I was just like, uh, I'm like, look, I said you can have them come here and play it, but you're not taking my game out of the house. I said I'm already not really. I said I'm afraid to look in my Catan box to see what shape it's in.
Hmm.
And she's like, "Well, they have their own." I said, "Oh, well then have fun, go away, see you." But it made me wonder. I was like, am I being like a little ridiculous? So my question to you, Rob, is do you let your son, or would you let him, if he's not into board gaming, maybe, would you let him or maybe another friend borrow one of your board games and take it out of your house?
So that's a very good question. And I can tell you that in the past, especially when we've had there's a series of games for young kids called Haba games, which are some of them are really freaking cool. But like when he would want to play with his friends, it was like anxiety inducing a little bit. And I don't know why, because in my mind, those are his games, not my games. And then I have my games, which are, of course, my games. So just like seeing how they would like just treat the games and kind of throw stuff around,
Yeah,
that really bugged me. Um, and through time and lots of therapy, no, just kidding about that. Or maybe I'm not. I've come to I think differently about games now. I'm not as um, particular about things because I was very much into like sleeving and then organizing everything, and at some point you just can't. Once your collection gets to be big enough, it's like you just can't do that with everything. And
yeah,
now I'm at the point of where I mean I still like to take care of my games just because they're my property like anything that I have. I don't want to bang it around and
right.
tear stuff. But like I think I mentioned No, I don't think I mentioned. I know I mentioned when I stepped on my game of Pompeii and I ripped the box. Like, so the
Yeah.
box is crushed in a corner and torn. You know, even though like it's an old game and there's, as far as I know, there has never been a reprint of it or anything like that. It's like, the game's still playable and I'm fine with it. Um, if it's a really special game to me, I would definitely still be kind of particular about it, probably, like, and not want anybody to, you know, to borrow it. But if it's a game that I don't care about as much, I'd probably be fine with it. Like, he can borrow my game of Catan, my
Yeah,
copy.
but okay, so
I mean,
what about
your son can borrow mine.
what about your when your new version of Castles of Burgundy comes in is
Oh, hell no.
and Blake says, "Hey, I want to
Mm-mm,
take this over to friends and
mm-mm.
play it. It's my favorite
Nope,
game."
nope, nope, nope. Not without supervision. I just
I'm really
remember,
curious what others feel about that.
I just remember, like when I was over by my buddy Tom's place. Used to go on a fairly regular game night over by his place. So he was really good about like getting the latest games, and he would always learn them. He would play them like once or twice, and then teach on game night. And I remember like one time the board wasn't sitting quite right, so I lifted it and then I bent it back. You know what I'm talking about? Like sometimes the boards they they're like too tight and they don't lay flat. So you kind of have
Right.
to like flex them ever so slightly in the opposite direction so now that they rest flat. And I just remember the look of horror on his face while I was like bending it back. I, I probably scarred him. And I'm like, don't worry, dude. I'm not gonna rip it.
Uh-huh.
No, but yeah, I'm I still don't I don't want my games to be damaged, but that's just like any of my other property. Like I don't want my furniture to be damaged or
Right.
my electronics, but I'm a lot more relaxed with it than
Than you were initially.
yeah. But I mean, this is after like what, 15 years?
And lots of therapy, yeah.
A lot of counseling.
Now, Rob, where do you get this
Hmm.
fascination with your game boxes? Tell
Hmm.
me about your mother.
But you know what? In some cases, you can almost treat it like a computer thing. Like if anything on my computer breaks, that's an excuse to upgrade. So if your old copy of Catan gets messed up, you can get like the fancy new 3D version.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Actually, I
No
would skip
thanks.
that.
Too
Yeah,
much money.
yeah, I would skip that and get the Castles of Burgundy special edition. But
Not no to be funny
yeah,
is if we go to
what?
Gen Con, you still don't have your Castles of Burgundy edition and they have it
I'm
there and
sure
I
I
buy
won't.
it. And then I buy it and go, look what I have, Rob.
Then I go, let's play. I'll teach you.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
that aggravate you though to go to like Gen Con, see it there for sale when you kickstarted it and you didn't get it yet?
Yes and no. I know this has definitely been an issue in the past with a number of companies where the fulfillment didn't quite happen, and then the games are either in retail or at Gen Con, and people are buying them and playing them, and that stuff happens. I think when my collection of games was a lot smaller, it would have been an issue. But now at this point, it's like I got so much other stuff to play that
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Now, if it was something I was really, 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 really looking forward to, and I'm having problems getting it. Like it's taken UPS 2 months to deliver it. That might be annoying, but that's for a whole
Yeah.
different thing. But yeah, it's like I know what you're saying, but like at this point, I don't even have time to play the games that I have already, and I still keep getting more and more. So I can wait. Like even that's even the thing with Gen Con. I mean, I used to get like sometimes 10 games. Like remember this one year, I was lugging this huge bag. AEG gives out these massive bags. They're bigger than IKEA bags, like maybe twice as big as an IKEA bag.
Jeez.
And it's like I was carting around all these games. It was so heavy. And I'm like, oh, this is just ridiculous. And then even though I would get them, like, okay, let's say I get 10 games at the show, you might play three of them, four of them at the show. I mean, sometimes we would play more, depends on the group that you're with, but you can only play a couple of them, and then you bring the rest home, and then they sit for a couple of weeks because they go on the pile of to be played
Couple
games.
years.
Yeah, yeah. 2 years later, it's still in shrink.
Yeah.
I usually don't have that problem because I take my games and I punch them and I
Yeah.
organize them. That's that's part of the thing I like to do. And I look at everything and put everything in its little bags, and then I put it back on the shelf, and it sits there for 2 years. Never played,
Yeah.
not in shrink. Yeah.
So, well, I
So
think
yeah.
that I think you definitely answered my question.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I was curious, which I mean, I guess it's not really a question. It's
Yeah.
going to be up to a person's taste. So, I don't feel. I guess I don't feel like weird since
No.
you were that way to begin with too, and are still with some games.
Yeah.
So, I think I'll
Absolutely.
probably be that way with like some stuff, like Monopoly. Yeah, take it. I
No,
don't care if
because
it comes back. You know.
yeah, no, there's definitely a cycle that you go through. I think that we all go through when we get into hobby, where in the beginning everything's new, everything's special. Then after a while, you start getting your favorites. And like I remember thinking, like there's this one group of folks that would say, you know, if you have games that are similar, keep the one you like the best. And then, like I'll just choose a mechanic like card drafting. Like if you like Dominion and that's your favorite one, you don't need like the DC game. You don't need, all the other clones of Dominion. Just keep
Right.
Dominion and like just get rid of all the rest. Save the shelf space. But in the beginning, I was like, well, I like Dominion, and I like the DC game, and I like Ascension, and I like was it Nightfall? Is that other one from AEG? There's like so many of them. I'm like, I like them all. I want them all. But eventually, you do get your favorites, and it's like shelf space becomes an issue. Just
Yeah.
like you know, you might need to send kids off to college to get shelf space. Going off to college. Your room is now the board game room.
Yep.
All your stuff's in the attic. Because
Exactly.
the
If
games
you wanted to keep your room, you shouldn't have left.
yeah, exactly. And the games can't go in the attic because it's too humid up there. They'll warp.
That's right.
But
But the kids can go up there. They're already
but
warped.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Oh, okay.
but yeah, you definitely get your favorites, and then yeah, the lesser games are like yeah, this is a good game, but I don't need it. I don't need to play it again. It's those games can visit other people's houses without us. Anyway, next thing that I want to talk about is we finally had the announcement of the 2023 SDJ award winners. Let's go through these a little bit because we talked about these
Okay.
like 3 shows ago, I think. So, um, for the main, so there's three categories. There's a kids kind of, then there's the Kennerspiel, which is like the enthusiasts, the meteor games, and then there's the regular SDJ award, which is kind of like the family game of the year. So this is like the game that like anybody can like, that after dinner you can throw it down on the dinner table and play with grandma and whoever else is around. So
Okay.
so we had uh, three that were nominated for the regular SDJ Spiel des Jahres award. We had Dorf Romantic, Das Brettspiel, which I think is the game or the board game.
The board game.
Yeah. Then we had Fun Facts and Next Station London. And the winner was Dorf Romantic.
I
Which,
should have put a drum roll noise in here.
yeah. So that one definitely was not a surprise to me. I was, 'cause I know you played Fun Facts, right? Did you play Next Station London?
I was supposed to have
Yeah.
that
Okay.
done for today, and because I got sick for a week,
Yeah.
I didn't get done.
Yeah.
So
Because I know
it's
you
sitting
got. I
here
remember you
actually
got it.
on my desk. It's
Yeah.
actually it's I'm holding it in my
Hmm.
hand. That's how close it. So I've been looking at it every day.
Hmm.
I'm like, I got to get this played, and it
It's like,
probably won't be done by the next one because we've got Gen Con. So
or bring it down to Gen Con.
I
It's
could. It's
tiny.
small. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll throw that in my suitcase.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Hmm. And you could, I mean, depending on the components, you could even just, I think we talked about this last time, just throw
Ziploc.
throw everything in like a freezer Ziploc or something like that. And
Then my box won't get damaged.
yeah, exactly. So you don't have the opportunity of me stepping on it and
Yeah.
Pompeying it. It's like, if you thought the volcano near Pompeii was bad, you should see Rob's heel. It's a crusher.
I can't even figure out how to open this box.
Oh yeah,
Oh, there we go. It's got like a magnetic
yeah.
thing on the side of the.
Magnetic flap.
Yeah, and I was like, what does it slide out? Is it? Oh, it's mainly just a big old score pad with a few cards. Yeah,
Hmm.
and I think some pencils, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll throw that in a Ziploc, and then that'll
yeah,
protect the box.
yeah. Just get some. Yeah, we can bring some pens or something, and that way we don't need to worry about sharpening and all that good stuff. But anyway, so yeah, Dorf Romantic won that one, and I think I mentioned I actually picked up the game on Steam, and I played a game of it. It was okay.
Yeah,
Very much reminded me of Cascadia.
love Cascadia.
Yeah, but yeah, this does not come as a surprise for me. Um, and it's
Oh,
a game for 8 and over. Yeah.
you mentioned Cascadia. Do you realize we are now officially like I think less than 6 months away from the day after Christmas Barnes and Noble 50% off every board game sale?
Yeah.
Dude, that's all I care about. I'm going to tell everyone for Christmas, send money. I don't want anything else.
You
You get
see,
me a real gift, I'm going to send it back.
I'm gonna crush your excitement right now. At some point, actually, no, you still might be good. You got a little ways to go yet. At some point,
At some point, you'll have bought everything.
yeah, you already got all that stuff. So
There's still
it's,
stuff there. There's still stuff there that I will be
uh,
happy to
but
offload.
but you also look at the game and you go, is it shelf worthy? Can I
If
spare a
not, but
square?
can you spare a square?
A cat like square.
Can't spare a square. Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh, jeez.
That just reminds me of Seinfeld.
Yep, yep.
Can you spare a square?
Hmm.
Sorry. Can't spare a square.
So
Oh, that is so appropriate here. It
yes,
truly
yes, it is.
is. I already had to pull out one of my I got something new here that's huge. And I had to pull out one of my like bins. I bought one of those Calyx bins
Like
that like
the
put the small stuff in. I had to pull it
baskets.
out,
Yeah.
set it off to the side to put this game in there.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's like, uh-oh. So,
Oh, and I don't think I've ever told you this before, but there's actually um, a link you can go to where you like input your games and it actually tells you how to arrange them in your Calyx for
dude, you've got to
maximum
send me that.
storage. Yeah. Okay.
You've got to send me that.
Okay.
All right.
Because
So on with the games here.
I was always thinking about to myself like, man, I need to
There's got to
like
be a better way.
I gotta figure out some way to like measure all these games. Maybe I can pull it off of BGG or something like that through like API hooks
Yeah.
and just like figure out the best way to Tetris my
Uh-huh.
games together. And lo and behold, it's already been done. Somebody was a step ahead of me. But then again, I've been thinking about this for years. I didn't do anything about it. But anyway, so the Kinderspiel. Should we go to Kinderspiel? Yeah, let's go to the kitty one. I don't think we covered this one. They had three games. There was Mysterium Kids, uh, Carla, Caramel, or Caramel, however you want to say that, and then Gigamons, and the winner was Mysterium Kids. And I don't think we really looked into any of the kid ones, but as far as I know, um, I don't think there's necessarily English versions of some of these. Like, I don't think Mysterium Kids is in English. I might be wrong. But usually, whatever game wins the Kinderspiel, they're usually really good. I
Oh
mean, they're
yeah.
very simple, but they're fun games, even as adults. They're
It
fun.
says
And
there's an international edition.
oh, Mysterium
Maybe
Kids.
Space Cow. I don't know if that's the distributor. But Asmodee, it says Asmodee is the distribution is Asmodee, but then underneath it says International Edition Space Cow.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's the publisher. Yeah, they have Libellude and Space Cow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Space Cow likely has the internationalized, meaning English
Oh, okay.
version, or the game just doesn't have, you know, a lot of writing on it. So so it's just like symbols and stuff. But anyway, so that's that. And then the Kennerspiel, which is like the enthusiasts game. We had Challengers, Iki, however you say that, and then Planet Unknown. And this one actually surprised me because Challengers won, and I know you got that one right.
I do. I haven't
I think
played
you
it
picked it
yet.
up, yeah. And I really thought Planet Unknown would get it because unless I'm totally wrong, Challengers to me seems like a fancier version of that AEG game with like the Martians, the pirates, the dinosaurs. I
Smash
keep
Up?
wanting Smash Up. I kept wanting to say Space Base,
Oh
but
no,
yeah,
no,
it's
no, no,
Smash
no.
Up. Yeah,
It's nothing like space. It's nothing like Smash Up.
it seemed like it was the same thing where you're like battling
Yeah,
with
it's
cards.
yeah. Okay, so I haven't played it, but looking at what when I opened the box and went through it, it did not remind me of Smash Up at all because I have Smash Up. It didn't looks like nothing like that. There's separate boards. In fact, you can play up to 8 people, and it's like there's like 4 boards. So and it's 2 people playing to a board. So it's a tournament game. So you have to have an even number of people, and only 2 people are playing against each other at a time. And I think it's like a capture the flag. So you're trying to basically capture the flag, and then whoever does on their boards, you move up and challenge the winners of the others.
Mhm.
So it's something like that is what it is.
Oh, here I'm looking at the SDJ site. So the jury statement for this was challengers offers a new, fresh concept that turns game nights into an exciting and action-packed event all the way through to the final duel between the two best players. Large groups in particular will enjoy the charged tournament atmosphere created as players continuously take on new foes and personal rivalries grow. The variety of possible combinations makes this challenge a real pleasure with a high level of replayability. So that's the reason why they chose that. And then your Dorf Romantic takes the pressures out of everyday life. This cooperative, feel good game presents new and exciting goals each time you play, but there's no danger of losing. Easily solved objectives are slowly replaced by trickier ones, but nothing takes you out of your comfort zone. Working as a group to solve a puzzle means that everyone gets a chance to come up with the best idea. The campaign encourages you to play another game, and you can find new players in the time it takes to explain the rules. Okay, it's
So
interesting. I've
yeah.
never read the description, the jury statements before, and it gives you a little bit of insight onto why they chose the games because it's not always just like, oh, this is the coolest game. There's they're trying to meet criteria for what represents the board, the category. But anyway,
Okay.
so yeah, that's it. We had Dorf Romantik, we had Challengers, and then um, oh, what the heck
Mysterium
happened?
kids.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, my page was not refreshing. Mysterium Kids for the Kinderspiel. So, and what's interesting too is like whichever game wins these awards, actually, usually all even the nominees benefit from it. But there's guaranteed to be an English version if there isn't, and these games sell like crazy. So that's why it's good to win this award. And I bet you Challenger is going to be tough to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it ahead of time.
And we couldn't find Planet Unknown, so uh, one that we had to wait on and back.
Yeah, but we'll get it.
Yeah,
We'll get it
yeah,
eventually.
yeah, exactly. So that's it for the SDJ awards. Um, you got anything else you want to talk about real quick, or should we call it right here since I know you got places to be?
Yeah, I got to get, but real quick, I will say what I did get new to the shelf. I did get Memoir 44, which I'm looking forward to playing that one, and I did buy the Air Campaign expansion to go with it. It was one of those that looked interesting, and then I realized that it was Days of Wonder, and it was like
Hmm.
buy now.
Yeah,
It was like an instant buy because it's Days of
insta
Wonder.
buy.
That company, I so far really liking their games.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
um, I did get I like Space Base, and I picked up an expansion, and it was like expansion number 2, so I couldn't find expansion 1, so I
Is that the
went to my
Pluto
local.
one?
Yeah, and I
Fart
went
Pluto
to
or
my
something?
local game store here nearby, and I was like, "Can you get this? Because I can't find it." And they got it for me, so um, that came in the other day. And then I told you I did pick up a Qwixx
Wait, which
Mixx,
one? Which did you get the
the
second one?
Pluto. I already had the second one.
Oh, okay. So you got the first one too. Okay.
I did get the first one as well, finally. So, but my big excitement was Deep Rock Galactic.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, I
I
totally forgot. Yeah.
I cannot wait to play this.
Yeah, it's a
And it's
shame that that thing's
also
so big.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Um, but it's 1-2. Now it's like, all right, I got to start painting because I've got Zombie Side. I've
Oh,
got a crap ton
jeez.
of Marvel United, the Deep Rock Galactic. There's so many miniatures,
Hmm.
and it's like I got some paints. It's real basic. They're gonna look like garbage, but it will. I think they'll look better than just being plain gray.
Yeah,
You know, so that's another thing I need to start doing is to set some timer down or set some time down to just start painting and
yeah,
see how it goes.
yeah. That could
I
be
might
pretty
hold off and do
intense.
Deep Rock later when I get some time.
Yeah, don't.
I'll test. I'll start out on Marvel United.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, don't have that be your first one.
Yeah.
'Cause there's a lot of technique
Yep.
and like washing and stuff that people do to make him look really nice.
So, but other than that,
Hmm.
that's it. That's all I got. So,
And I briefly got super excited because I got a shipping notice, and I was like, "Holy smokes! Is that the Castles Burgundy?" No, it wasn't. It was Sagrada Artisans from Kickstarter.
oh,
That's Sagrada's a cool game, but I got that one, so that's going to be coming sometime soon,
cool.
and maybe this year I'll get Castles of Burgundy, but we'll see. Anyway,
All right, man.
so thanks for listening, everybody. This is episode 52, episode 53. We will be talking about Gen Con and all the fun that we had there, and hopefully there won't be any drama. We get there safe and sound, get home safe and sound, and
Yup.
have lots of fun. It'll great to be. Actually, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like the first time all of us will be in the same place, right?
For
With
you,
the
Brun, and
crew.
myself,
Yeah,
it
and
since
Franco.
since since Navy Pier, but yeah, first time for all of us, including Franco. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think every time I've seen Franco, it was just him and I, and
Hmm.
then you and Brun and I did see each other briefly in Chicago years and years ago.
And I
And then you
saw
saw
Brun,
Brun recently.
yeah, about maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it and to seeing Jay again, and
Hmm.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I guess just to kind of explain a little bit. So yeah, Mark Brun and I did a podcast called This Xbox Life for many, many years. So um, you know, that's how we got together. And then Franco was a listener that went off with Kyle, which is the fourth of the three. And then they were doing Achievement Hounds. So we're all like
Yeah.
podcasters and stuff. And
Well, you
been
and
doing this a
I
while. Yeah.
met in high school, so
Hmm.
we're real world friends. Like
Oh, yeah.
we've known each other forever. But yes, you and I met Bron through the podcast, and we're now real world friends. But we just live far away, so we don't, we
Yeah.
have met and stuff. But you and I,
Yeah.
yeah, we've been friends
We'll
for.
go way back.
Do you realize it's been over 30 years?
Yep. Yep. Yes, I do.
We don't want to talk about
Yeah.
that.
You just dated us. Thanks.
Sorry. We've been friends for 3 years.
At a
So,
time, 3 years at a time.
but
So,
yeah, it's going to be a big get together for us. And I
yeah.
know Brun, his daughter, myself, and my daughter are staying at Franco's house.
Hmm.
And then you and Jay are staying, I think, in a hotel,
Yeah.
not right downtown.
Oh, no. I,
Oh,
I'd rather spend that money on games.
yeah, no kidding.
Although 1 year it would be nice, but it's just so ridiculous. Like $400 a night for a room. Yeah.
And that's cheap. If you can get 400 a night. When I was
Yeah.
looking, they were already $500 and $600.
Okay.
And I was
I
looking
take that
back
back.
like a long time ago.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous. It's talk about price gouging.
Yeah. And I mean,
So,
and the funny thing is, like, so there's like a circle that like runs around the Indianapolis, like a highway. like a ring,
Mhm.
and almost it doesn't matter where you stay. Like we were up by Carmel, Indiana, which is not might be like 15, 20 minutes north. So we were up there. We're in the lobby of the hotel. We see people walking around with the Gen Con badges. It's like people are literally everywhere,
Yeah.
not just downtown, but by the airport, like surrounding cities. It's just like Gen Con, it takes over the whole area, the whole metropolitan area, like at least the hotels and stuff. And it's going to be exciting. Anyway, we keep blabbing. All right. So I'm Rob. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch you all post Gen Con on episode 53.
Mark will catch you at the table. Bye.